everyone. How's everyone today? I am happy to be on the stream here today. Tom, happy July 1st. Absolutely. We're starting off the month strong, hopefully. I hope everyone's doing well. I'm flying solo for the time being. Jackie might hop into this call later on. But for right now, we are going to be mano a mano, so to speak. All right. Excellent. Happy to hear it. All right. So, as people start to sort of flow in today, I want to give everyone a little recap of what we did last week. We are doing a new template, or we're finishing up a template that we started off a couple weeks ago. We are creating an agency. It's going to be focused on the trades mainly. And we want to sort of set up this story and this conversation with people who join the website or visit the website, and we sort of want to tell them a little bit about us. We set up what we want to say. We sort of thought about the strategy. We looked at some templates, and we started building out our page. I'm going to get logged in here. And in the meantime, I want everyone to let me know in the comments, what are some projects that you've been working on? Has everything gone according to plan? A big thing that we do here on these workshops is to make sure that we leave all the mistakes, we leave all of the issues. If we have any oopsies, so to speak, we sort of leave them on the stream. We don't edit anything out, just because we want to tell people mistakes happen, issues come up. Some things you might not expect sort of come into play, and what we want to do is make it normal. It's part of the conversation, it's part of the story, and I don't want anyone to worry too much about it. So with that said, I am trying to log myself in here, and I see that Jackie's coming in. Hey Jackie, how are you today?
You can see how I am. Look at my camera. There's something very wrong here today.
Uh-oh.
I've been struggling to get my camera right, but
Not a
everything else is right. If I don't think people need to see me for things to work.
no,
So I'm so
no,
sorry I'm late. Yeah.
no worries. It. I was just talking about how the big intention here with these workshops is to leave all the mistakes, leave all the issues, make it known that it happens to everyone. It's part of the story that we want to make sure people get. So Tom's saying he's just getting into building sites for domains that have moved to Builderall, so basically all fresh and new, beautiful. Well, you've come to the right place. What we do here is every single week we build out some templates. We look at all of the different aspects, all the different components of different websites, recreate it, and sort of work through all of those good things. I'm going to start my screen share here, and we can go from there. All right. Hopefully everyone can see my screen. This is obviously, if you don't know, this is the Builderall platform. We were working on a website that I did not name. I made the rookie mistake here. I did not name it. So we'll go ahead and do that now after I find it. It's just all right, beautiful. So this is the one. And I'm just gonna hop into these settings. I misclicked. Just gonna hop into these settings here of this page, and I'm gonna call it trades. I'm gonna call it marketing agency for the trades. All right, and I'm gonna save. And we're gonna open up this page here. As a reminder, this is where we are right now. Jackie, Tom says, close your curtain.
I
All right,
did.
you look better. No, you're good. You're good. You fixed the hang. I just wanted to
But you can still
clear up
see
a
the
little bit.
background a little bit. But
No, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. Well, my background comprises of my cat tree here, so I don't know if this is the most visually aesthetic thing. It's all fine. What I wanted to focus on is something really cool that we set up last time. We said stay ahead of the blank trade with
Mm.
AI powered marketing, and we set up this rotating banner that switches up the different names of the trade. So HVAC, electrician, electrical, plumbing, renovation, just as a way to show that you can cover many different personas
Mm.
in one landing page. You can make it relevant to everyone. I like, the aesthetic that we're going with. Last time we worked on these testimonials so that when a user comes in, or a potential client rather, they get in here, they first of all identify with their own trade, and then second, they see these testimonials. These are actually testimonials that people left in the comment section. And then we also put together this hovering box here. All right. So this is sort of like the meet our team. I think I want to refine this a little more. So what I'm going to do is hopping into the editor. We're going to get here. First of all, we have this box. And as everyone can see here, we have this boundary in the box, and I just want to remove that. So the way you do that is you go to this box, you click on the box itself, we go to settings, we scroll down, we have this border size setting, and you can do one of two things. You can either make the border size 0, which effectively removes it. Another way to do it would be this border shape. You can select the blank option, or you can change the color to match the background color, although that's like the least recommended one.
Mm.
I do want to add a panel to the bottom just because it's getting a little cramped down here. I don't know if you agree, Jackie. I think you do. This is something I picked up from you. Just to give us a little bit more space here, we're gonna do that. And let me hop into this. I think this is that initial template that we sort of worked through. And looking at this, there's sort of a parallax function going on here with this background. And maybe we can work on doing that first.
Do you remember last week we said we're going to do the thing that I showed you with the ice cream kind of thing?
Yes,
We should do that
yes,
too.
I love that. Yes, we should. I'll hand that over to you afterwards, or if you want to walk me through, it's up to you. But it's probably better if you do that component yourself. Let's get in here and look at these parallax features before I hand over the keys here, Jackie. Um,
No, sure.
this is the background image. Now we can do one of two things. We can have this fixed feature, which I actually don't mind. I think it looks nice. On the reference template, they have a little movement in the back. This is called parallax. And maybe we can play around to get that. But if we don't achieve something that's really, you know, acceptable based on our very high standards, Jack,
I think the scroll is going to work
yeah, you think this is
on
just
this
nicer?
function. I don't know why, but I think it should. I think the scroll will work.
Yeah. So keeping it this way where it's fixed and you scroll through and you get this back here,
No, even with the parallax.
even with the parallax. All right, so let's head in here.
Um,
We go into this parallax function, we activate. So you're saying the scroll
just
feature.
scroll. Yeah.
All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save, just activate it and save, and just go hop over. I know we have the preview. This is a me thing. Everyone's perfectly welcome to go into this preview section. I like to just refresh the website itself. Okay, so this is too scrolled in. All right, let's take a look. It almost looks like it zoomed in. Do you see the same thing, Jackie? It
Yeah.
almost like zoomed in too much. Yeah, I don't like that.
It's always about the image. You have to make sure that you choose images that's just it's a I've actually made a video about this about a few weeks ago with
Mm,
regards to the four different types, and they actually do it's all about the image
okay.
and the size of the images that are being used.
Okay. So I think I need a little bit more information before digging into that here. But what I would like to do is just leave that scroll function. I don't like the way it's zooming in. Let's just republish the site and take another look. Hmm. No, I think I prefer. I think I'm gonna turn
Just
this
the fix.
parallax off. Yeah, and I'm just gonna do keep fixed. I like the way this looks. I've seen it used in a lot of panels that are like halfway through the page, and you interrupt that scroll with a panel and a fixed image in the back, and it sort of gives the website more dimension. And
Yeah.
I really enjoy the way that looks. So just take a quick look here. All right. Yeah. So this is for me. This is sleek enough. I think I would change this from our clients. The typography here seems a little bit off. I think this needs something here, maybe an underline or something like that. Um, Maybe we'll do that and just take a look and see what it looks like.
And while you're doing that, I just want to mention to everyone that you can also, um, like we've got the panel at the top with an image. You can always not have an image there and then upload it as a global element, a global background, and then make the top panel just transparent so that the global element background shines through. And what happens then is you can use the same thing in another panel. So, and then just make another panel transparent
Hmm.
to have that same effect, but it's just going to show like maybe two or three panels down. It's the same type of image, but it's just going to give that break in between the sections. That sometimes also looks really, really cool, especially if you have got a very large background. Maybe you've uploaded a resolution of, let's say, 1920 by 800. That means that the background is basically very, very big at the back of your website. And if you make it transparent in two, three panels downwards, it's going to look different than what it looks like at the top because it's so large. So those are something that you guys can also play around with.
Yeah, so I think I prefer the way this looks a little bit more, has a little better hierarchy. And I'm just going to
Yeah.
a little tighter. And just take a look. And I think what I would like everyone to start doing is just come back to the website, come back, look at it. You want to make it reasonably good on your first few passes, but just always make sure to come back to your website. It's a living organism, right? Don't just create a website, just publish it and forget it, right? So you
Mm.
want to always come back to it. And I think that sort of, yeah, I prefer this. I prefer this hierarchy here. These look a little sleeker with the thinner font. This looks like it belongs a little bit more, although I will say maybe trying H3. Would H3 look too much?
And maybe give it a color. The like clients, make clients like either bold or uh, a color, a type of color, just to make it stand out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. You're thinking like a gray?
Yeah, even the background of it. If you take the whole section
Yeah.
and make that from our clients,
Hmm.
all a gray background. I mean, there's so many possibilities.
Yeah, I think I want to keep it sort of minimal, uh, but that is something that I think we can come back and take a look at. for this section, Jackie, we were talking about having that different panel. Were you thinking for the different services? Is that where that would live?
Yeah.
I like what you're thinking.
But I mean, obviously, this is now, I don't know if it's going to be too much animation on the side, seeing that we've got the top piece of that panel already like animated.
Mm,
So I don't know if it will be too much. And
see.
I'm meaning with from the testimonials. We already have that
Yeah.
as flipping over, because the one that I've got is also basically flipping over. It's just combined with a rotation banner.
Okay. Do you like this hover effect that we have
Yes,
going
I
on?
do. Yes, very much so.
Okay.
I actually love it. I love that it changes from the color to the gray.
Okay.
It's so cool.
Okay. I'll leave it alone then, because I was gonna mess with it again. I'll I'll uh, I'll leave it alone. What I think we should do is add something here that
I mean,
says,
if we want to, we can add the rotation banner there with the testimonials from different industries. So you will have from the automotive industry, you will have one from the panel beating industry or whatever, or electricians. So you'll have the rotation banner, and when people click on it, it's going to show the testimonials only of those people in that industry.
hmm, I don't mind that.
I mean, we can do that. I'm just saying that is,
Yeah,
if
I
we
don't mind
really
that.
want to play around and have something similar to that.
Yeah, I'm thinking. What do you think, Jackie, about the alignment of these different elements? I'm thinking it could be interesting to sort of line up these headlines. Obviously, these will have to come in, um, but I don't know if this is like too deep into the site. Let's see.
Hmm.
This where it says like from our clients. I always have a hard time with these because if a lot of times people are going to use it on mobile, and on mobile, all of that's going to sort of change.
Change.
Right? On mobile, you're going to
I'm one of those people that just center everything. I don't know why,
everything.
but I love to center everything into the middle, um, and not even have it on the side. Everything is centered. I,
Mm. Have you found that that makes it easier or harder to read for people?
we know that people read in an L format. I understand that concept that it's in an L format,
Hmm.
but I mean, we are being minimalistic here, and to keep it consistent to be the same type of thing. This is what it is. I don't know. I think some sites it is good to just have it plain and simple.
Yeah. Well, going with that minimal theme, I think if we want it to be even more minimal, would have it be
That
in
already looks nicer to me.
and team. Yeah. Okay. That's good. And then the spacing here, I just want to make sure we get right. Okay. Mm.
The
Okay.
only thing that I don't like there now is that it's two white spaces next to each other, two blocks. The clients
Mm.
and the team is both white. Shouldn't we maybe have the one? Um, I mean, I know we've got it there like that.
Yeah. And I mean, like we can do a couple things. So just looking at the different details with these, with our reference site, these are much larger images. These three, and uh, they take up more space. The
Oh,
corners
and
are
they've got a divider there. That's what
and
makes the difference. There's a divider.
between between this section and this section. So we can try to emulate all of
Increase the
this.
size between the team and the clients and add a divider.
Yeah, and we can actually make these a little larger. And I know that we don't typically like to go out of these bounds, but I think we're gonna have to for this.
Yeah.
And how do I want to make the whole box larger, and I don't want to like break anything. How do you
No, you won't.
recommend doing that?
You won't. You can just pull it.
With this here?
Yeah,
Oop, nope, that's not what I
the
want.
one at the bottom, yeah.
So there isn't really one at the bottom. That's my concern.
Go well there.
Happening?
There we go. There we go. There we go.
Was there a way to not stretch it like that?
No, that's the only way. You're going to have to manipulate it like that.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't trust myself with this.
Well, you've done it.
Yeah, but is it too stretched this way?
No, it looks normal to me.
Mm, I don't know if I trust this. I'll be honest with you, Jackie. I don't know if I trust. Is there a way to like manually change the size, or is it just with this box hover? I don't know. I've had problems with this box hover, and I don't know if I. Okay, here we go. So this way doesn't stretch. Mm, you know what? I'm regretting my whole decision here to mess with this. I'm gonna refresh the page, and I'm gonna lose my progress on purpose. Does that ever happen to anyone? You know,
All
you
the
do
time.
something, and I just don't trust it. I don't trust myself
All the
with this
time.
type of. Yeah. Okay. So we lost this. What I did do here is we centered this guy, and then let's duplicate, throw it down here, and then this said team.
Yeah.
And it
Team,
was
the other one said clients.
H3. And then again, this was H3. And then it only said clients. Well, this is really testimonials, right?
That's right. I keep on getting confused about the team at the bottom. I keep thinking those are the testimonials. I don't know why. And I don't even read team. That's why I suggested to you earlier to have the rotation banner with the different industries.
Mm.
But it's not, it's because I was thinking about it as if they were testimonials.
Okay. So a couple of things are happening with these boxes. And I don't know if maybe it's me being a little picky with this, but I'm not really digging this panel. I think the panels themselves, the images are a little too small. I'd like to make them a little larger.
I would make them big.
Okay. So let's try this again. I'm gonna publish the site. I'm gonna save my progress here. And we're gonna go again. So we had a couple things going here. This size, it would stretch, but with this way, it doesn't stretch, right? So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna make this box a little larger. I'm gonna move these out of the way.
I would delete the other two and then just duplicate the one that you're done with and then just change the images.
Okay, sold. Okay, there we go. So
What about making a little bit round corners to it?
I was actually thinking of the opposite. I was
The
thinking of
opposite.
like way sharper.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we're going crazy here today, Jackie.
You know what? It's personality. It's just the way we perceive things. I suggest we. I mean, obviously, and that is a thing. You know, when you build sites for clients, we should not build sites the way we want it. We actually need to learn who this client is, what is their likes, dislikes,
Yeah,
understand their brand, how they feel, to try and get who they are reflecting in your website.
right.
Because I tend to do that all the time. I would create something and I would think, oh, this is so freaking stunning.
Hmm.
And then the client would says, oh, I don't like this.
I
And
don't
I'm
like
like,
it.
I
Yeah.
almost feel like offended. Like,
Yeah.
how can you not like this?
Yeah, I totally get it. I've been appalled in the past, you know, like what do you mean you don't like what I did?
Exactly.
But, you know, it's just part of uh the process here. And I think these are straight enough. Yeah. And here we go. I don't know if, yeah, we can center this whole box here. Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Already looks a lot nicer.
Yeah, and it takes up a lot more room on the screen versus here. And
Mm.
so what I'm going to do is I'm going to save and publish. Let's take a look at it and see what it looks like. For people down in the comments, you know, let us know how you feel about these workshops. Let us know if these are helpful to you guys. I want everyone to sort of settle into that feeling of, okay, I'm getting into, you know, designing my website. I'm not really afraid of the different possibilities. I'm going to explore. That's what we want everyone to sort of be left with. I think there is a little too much space here between these two. So I'm just going to shrink this down a little bit. But what I do like here, Jackie, is I get another chance at editing these boxes. And if you joined us last week, you probably saw the absolute train wreck that was me changing these hover images. So hopefully today will not be a redo of that. What we're going to do is we're
Now
going
you can see exactly on the right hand side what you are going to change now because the image has already been set.
to, and then so for this second image, we don't really have a black and white version
But
that
you
I'm
can make it to the editor black and white.
right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to edit, and I'm going to say, where is it? Filter
Grayscale,
and
I
then
think.
grayscale. All right, and this generated a new file, or so it says,
Yes.
and I'm not sure where it is.
Just close it and then open up again. It's sometimes that's what it that
Slows
it.
down
Well, let
sometimes.
me put it that way. That's how it works.
Beautiful. Okay, so I did this successfully. Let's test it out. Yeah, I much prefer the size here. Yeah, there we go. Okay, much better.
Yeah.
Much better. Manza says he's here every week, which we totally appreciate. Seeing someone else make the same mistakes is the point of these, or part of the point. We want to show people that you can, first of all, on Builderall design a website like you would design anything else. You know,
You
everything
know
else.
what, Pierre? There's one thing that bothers me at the moment. I
Okay.
know the site is grey and it's black and it's whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
But if you go to the top of the panel,
Here.
and I mean, we don't have a call to action there, number one,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
which we always preach about what is the call to action.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And even though the words are changing, stay out of electrical, stay out of plumbing, um, it doesn't stand out those words. I mean, if we could have made those words HVAC, plumbing, electrical, even if it was something that just, I don't know, change the font, add some color to it as
Okay.
or something, or maybe just add a call to action button that stands out a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
like make
Okay.
a booking or
Sure.
something.
Sure. Yeah. Let's do that.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm like maybe like a yellowish, goldish, I don't know.
Okay. A gold's interesting. A gold's
Because I
interesting.
mean, if we think about it, we keep on talking about the call to action needs to be at the top of the panel, but yet we don't do it ourselves here now. And I've just realized we don't have a call to action to the top.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. Let's go ahead and do that. So we're adding a call to action here at the top. I like these. I don't know about the text itself. I think that can.
You know what? Why don't we put the text skew in the corner next to them? You
Here,
know, and flip them on their side.
like here.
That's just an idea. So instead of having it like that, make the text be on the left-hand side,
Hmm.
um,
Here.
rotating it.
Okay. Let's do that. Let's first of all cover the first point here. I'm gonna add
Yeah,
a
the
button.
one that says is that's what he said last week. Change the industry font.
Okay.
Yeah. Change industry font and then have a call to action button that stands out like goldish, or I don't know why I'm thinking goldish.
Gold could work, but I think we need to change this. Let's explore it. Let's explore it. I think there's something there. You're not off base. There we go. Okay. So what's that call to action gonna say? We're gonna say book book
Booking.
book a call. Right? We're gonna have it be a white, and we're gonna do have this be a white. And the border color be white. Okay. All right. Let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what this looks like with that hover. All right. And so this would need to be black. The text color on the hover would need to be black. So let's find that. Hover text color is black. And I'm going to save. Yeah, good. Well, good call, Jackie. I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, I think this is definitely starts to pull everything together. And then here, let's talk about this font color.
Either font color or make it italicized, italic, what do they call it?
Mm-hmm.
Or a different font.
The italic just looks. It doesn't look good to me.
No, no, I thought it would, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
What if you make the color like grayish, like a lighter grayish?
Well, I actually don't mind something like a gold or orange or something of that nature.
But then our book to call is going to disappear if we don't change the color of the book to call. Because then the attention is all on the trade and not
Mhm.
on.
So then we would just need to match the color. So what we're saying here, we got to the point where um, either the colors need to change on the site. We're talking like an overall a design change, or Nwanza here is suggesting a different font to draw the eye. Let's play with the font first, and then otherwise, if a new font doesn't really work, we can Jackie, I'm thinking we can add a color to this color palette, and we can have it be like a black and orange, black and yellow, black and red, something like that.
Yeah.
So let's play around with different fonts. Let's open this menu up a little bit. And so what are we thinking here? Something like a I
Oh,
hate this.
no.
No, goodness.
No, no, please not.
Comic Sans. Yes, there we go.
No,
This is how we
no,
win
I don't like
design
it.
competitions. I don't want to go with like a script. I think a script doesn't look good.
No.
So it has to be
Click Times Roman. Just go do Times Roman. I don't know. I've got a feeling that Times Roman is going to be the thing.
okay. Let's see. I'm gonna veto
Small.
the Times New Roman. Sorry. Yeah, so the issue is like we're looking for balance. So I know that we're looking, looking
Uh,
for a different font is good, but this initial font is really heavy and we want to either match it or do something completely different. And I don't know if we're going to be able to.
Now, I think it's a great idea in Nwanze, but I think it should rather have a color change.
Mm,
Have the trade name plus the word trade in a different color.
yeah.
One color in the top line, one in the bottom line, and
Okay. So let me just
don't
change
you
this.
think electrical trade needs to be in its own line?
Yeah. Just like this.
There, yeah. With AI powered marketing on the next line.
I understand. So we should probably do this same thing here.
Hello, Clary.
Good morning.
We are back at the top panel, Clarabelle. I took Piers out of his excitement in creating those boxes back to the top of the panel.
Well, I needed to because apparently we were missing a call to action, which uh, is pretty important to have.
And I mean, it is the top of the panel is, or how do they say it? The top of the fold is the most important panel on the whole page.
Absolutely.
So it should be perfect.
Yeah, I think we're gonna end up with a different color
We're going
on,
to have to add a color.
and so with
It's
that, it
very
sort of
dead.
changes. Yeah, and it changes the aesthetic, but I think that's okay. Maybe that's needed. And if we have to go back and review like this background image, I'm okay doing that too. I'm not opposed to doing that either. So uh,
But I kind of like the background. I just wish that we could have had in that smoke like a goldish line-ish. I don't know. I don't even have to explain it. But imagine there was like
no, I know what you're
subtle
saying.
color in it.
I know what you're saying. We can actually play around and do something. So let me go here. Let's take a look at this color.
The goldish, yeah.
I don't hate it.
No, I don't hate it either. I think it looks better because it stands out. But then our call to action needs to also stand out.
Yeah, we'll probably end up matching whatever this color is with that button. Yeah, I think we're gonna end up doing this color. What do you think, Jackie?
Yeah, I like it. It's the closest to the goldish.
Okay. So now we just hop in here, and actually, it gives us a chance. In this exercise, what ended up happening is we changed the layout of the text, and we brought the word trade up from the second line up to the top one, which I think is overall better.
Yeah.
So I
It's
like that.
like you're not breaking up the words because that's what it's about. Oh, I
Right.
love it a lot more now
Yeah, and we get to fix this typo, which is
because
excellent.
now you actually see there's a different word
Mm,
when it is going to go around.
right. So let's do this then. So the hover text color, we're gonna turn it into white, and the background color hover is gonna turn into this carrot, which we don't have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use this color picker and just grab whatever the code is here. All right, and this color is going to be this orange as well. And we scroll down to the bottom, and the border was white and is now turning into this orange. And what do I need? I need this color is also orange as well.
Yeah.
Mm,
It's a lot better
yeah.
already.
Let's see. Let's see what we have here. I think I got myself confused here a little bit with the different colors that I'm changing. Yeah. Yeah. You see this? The internal where it says book a call needs to be orange as well. There we go.
And click on the plus sign so we can keep it. Click on the plus sign. There. Yeah. There we
Beautiful.
go.
All right. So interesting. Okay, and what would this look like also in this carrot color? Maybe too much. Let's see. This might be too much. The
I
subtext.
don't like that line. Yeah, that's better. Shouldn't we make the book to call a little bit bigger? The button.
I don't know. I think it's not a problem of size. I think it's a problem of the background color being a little distracting. Like this, I like this image too. We generated it. We generated this
AI.
with AI, but I think it's a little heavy. You know. So let's
Yeah.
take a look here and see if we can. If we go sepia,
Oh yeah. Oh
and then
yeah.
maybe we go with where is it? No, I'm gonna mute the colors a little bit more. So I think I'm gonna turn down. Just
That looks good. That's almost like the goldish idea that I thought we'd
yeah.
have.
So let's take a look here. I'm just gonna do this change image. Jackie, I think we have a design here on our hands.
That's it. That is it.
Yeah, much nicer.
But we need to take the subtitle needs to be not
White
that
again.
color.
Yeah.
Maybe you can make it a little bit bolder, but not that color.
Yeah, let's just go back to it being a little here. And what I'm going to do, let's see what it looks like. I think H4 is too much.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's too
H4
much
is,
now.
yeah, H4 is too much. Do this here. Nope. Okay. That's it. I'm actually just going to leave it. What do you think?
I still don't like that call to action button that's so small.
Let's take a look here.
Because my eye, if my grandma was visiting the site, she won't see the button. I'm just saying.
You're not entirely wrong. Um, yeah, I was trying to get this line height to be a little different.
Make it a 1.
I don't know what happens here. Like it sort of breaks the whole thing.
I think it's the font.
Yeah. I think I'm just going to leave it.
That's better.
Like this?
No, it's not. Sorry, it's not, because it needs to stay in between with and marketing. No. But local business with ease needs to be in one line. There we go.
Yeah, and the exclamation mark I'm going to lose. I'm going to take away.
Yeah.
Here we go. I heard somewhere, I think it's maybe it was Mark Twain that said something about, using exclamation marks is like laughing at your own jokes.
What happens if you make that bold? That subline. What happens if you make it bold?
uh, not a
What does
huge
it look like?
not a huge fan. It's too much. It's actually a
Yeah.
little harder to read. I think this is one of those cases where we either like let's leave it alone for now or come back to it later on. this book of
Or
cards.
remove it entirely.
I think it's good for balance and it's good for adding more context.
Yeah.
Um, let's save this, see what we have on our hands. But I definitely prefer the different colors. We added the
Definitely.
CTA, the color change, although it was a little annoying to change. But
We
I
had
think
to.
well, what it is we need to admit things, right? And this is something that I struggle with too. So we need to admit when something doesn't look as good as we want it to, right?
Yeah.
And just take the steps and fix it. So let's see what it looks like now. Much better.
Oh, I love it now.
Yeah, much better.
Oh
So
man, that's so
and
much
now we have
better.
a color option to work with. So and the book of
Yeah.
call makes sense. This makes sense. It's eye catchy. We have this smoke, and the smoke is actually more subtle than it was before
Yes.
with this size change. So I think overall very very happy with the changes that we made today.
Ah. Oh,
No, no,
shoot.
no, no. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. This is just me playing around. Nothing happened. Okay, I'm just gonna reload. We're gonna start from scratch. I think Jackie. I think uh, I'm gonna hand it over to you. I don't know. Do we have time? I don't. I think we burnt the whole time messing around with these. But I think what would be good is for next time to talk about how we're gonna wrap up this site, right? So from our reference template, I like the fact that we're talking about services. Obviously, that's something we want to
Yeah.
talk about, and then having something like this have it be a call to action button.
Yep.
I like how this screen sort of pops out of the panel itself
I would like that to be between the services and the testimonials.
between the services and the testimonials.
Or not services, the testimonial and the team. I think the team needs to be at the bottom
At the
and that
bottom.
services with that nice break of that black and whatever needs to be
Mm,
in between the two to separate them.
okay. So something like this. So let's actually we can do
Add
that.
another panel there. Yeah.
Blank panel here. I'm gonna move this panel and have it be in the middle of these two. And obviously, you guys, we can name panels. This is just something for you guys to know. You can name the panel so that when you go to move, it's not called panel one, panel two. So make sure to do that. What we can do, Jackie, is here's an idea. Um, on our background, right? If we look at our template here, it's not just a black color, right? There are these organic shapes here in the background.
Yes.
So what I think we should do is use the image that we
Another
have,
cloud image.
the same one, but
Okay. And
rotated
change
around.
it. Yeah.
Rotated around. This is something that's really easy and it gives a nice sense of consistency, but it also, it introduces this newness.
Exactly.
So, I mean, this, okay. Don't necessarily like that too much.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so if we keep it fixed, yeah, I think I like this. What do you think? You keep
Yes.
it fixed,
Definitely.
and you do
It
this.
looks like it's scrolling from the panel at the top. The clouds that are at the top is now continuing at the
Right.
bottom. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I like that. There's definitely a continuity there. Let's see, and we want it to be.
And I like the
Oh,
idea
yeah.
of we can use Mockup Studio. What do they call it actually now in Builderall? I actually forgot. What is
I
it
don't know
called?
if it's
It's
still
called
available. Mockup
uh,
Studio. I think it went into these legacy tools.
oh yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
well we can still create a mockup in Canva
sure.
and then I like it when they overlap, the black on the white. The one panel over to the other panel kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
it just gives that wow effect. Um, I kind of like that sample site with them overlaying.
With these
Yes, where it's overlapping to the panel at the top.
right here.
I
Got
love
it.
that.
Got it. Yeah, I think we can do that. And then for next time, you'll show us that beautiful feature that you had created, and we'll actually, I think you'll take over next week, and we'll create that here at the bottom. So actually,
Yeah,
over this Teams panel, right? So it'll go who we are, testimonial, all of our services, or sorry, a call to action, our services, and then the team. And then obviously
yeah.
we'll have a footer with another CTA.
And I think what we could do with the services, with the idea that I had, we can have basically. And I was thinking images like we've got the the desktop that was on that sample site.
Hmm.
We can make that image change according to the service that's offered, a different image.
I love it. Yeah,
So as it changes, or you look at the service, you click on the service, it gives you the service information, but it also changes the image to that service. I think we can do that next week as well.
I like that. So let's open up here. What are we looking at for dimensions? I think we're going to do something like a square.
Oh, we can't see what you are seeing. Okay, now we can.
Here we go. We have a square. I'm going to hop into these elements on Canva, and I'm going to say screen mockup, right?
I think
Last
you can go for mock-ups under mock-ups. Oh, well, I don't know you can do it that way. Okay, cool.
for frames, I think is
Frames. Yeah, that's it.
mm,
So basically, in what I was saying, inside of each frame, like in that frame, we've got an image of the trade. And
yeah.
that image changes from one trade to the other one.
Got it. Got it. Well, I like what they had going with an actual. I don't know. Is this an actual camera, like a computer screen? It looks sort of like
Yeah. You'll
a mock.
find that under the mock-up section of Canva. I know Canva has got something similar, but it's the app called Mockup.
Oh, it's a different app.
There
Mockups.
we go. Mockups.
Oh, they have videos too. Interesting. Okay, that works. Okay, we're gonna do computers.
I think that's the one.
I
Yeah.
think this is the exact one they're using.
That
Hold
is the exact one.
on. Okay, cool.
All right. We know they're using Canva.
Yeah, cool. Nice. Okay, so what image are we gonna pop in here for right now?
What are the three services that we've got?
Oh, we have plumbing, renovation, electrical, HVAC.
So those are the three, the four, three, 1, 2, 3, 4 that we need to add.
You don't like this? I also like this touch that they had here with their own website as part of the mock-up.
That could also work. Yes,
That's interesting. That's an interesting idea. Um,
definitely. Then you need to make a screenshot of it.
yeah.
Interesting. There's certain things that I just love. Certain platforms, Canva and Builderall is just,
Yeah.
and then
I'm
Elfsite. There's another site called Elfsite because they integrate with Builderall so beautifully. I've played
nice.
around this week and it's just awesome.
Beautiful. I like this actually. I like the way this turned out
Very much,
when we
very
showed it.
much.
All right, let's see, mock-up.
You did make a transparent background, right?
Yes, I did. All right, so let's hop back in here and add
Image.
this image. Oop, sorry about that. All right, new upload. And I'm just going to grab this file.
Oh, I love it.
Pretty nice. I'm a
But I would
fan.
make the panel bigger.
Yeah. This whole panel bigger. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about the way this sits on the black background. Not a huge fan. See
Again, you
that?
have to add the text to see what it's going to look like after the text has been added.
All right. What's the text going to say? What are we going to say in this section?
Services, because that's what it is.
Here, we're not going to use this as like a, because they used it as a CTA, and it broke things up.
I see that now.
So
Okay.
what were you thinking? Were you thinking,
Yeah.
okay, it would go testimonials, then here, and it would be services, and it would change this inside this? Is that what you're
Okay,
thinking?
but maybe next week we can do the services differently and have this as a call to action too.
Yeah.
Because the call of the action is at the top of the page, then there's some information, and then we give them another option.
Mm.
Maybe it could be why us or something like that.
Okay. Let's just do this for right now.
Yeah.
Let's talk, and then we can throw in a duplicate of this button and think about that. And I think I'm just warning everyone here in the comment section. Next week, we very well might change this again. I just want everyone
Yeah.
to know this might change again. So if anyone loves this design, take a screenshot.
Don't love too much.
So I don't know. I don't mind this. Maybe it's a little too much orange.
Yeah, a text.
Let's see. We know the trades, and we know your business.
What happens if you make that image larger and bigger and bolder?
Let's see. This one.
Oh, I don't know. I was just thinking, what if it's really, really big?
Bigger than this?
Yeah, make the panel bigger. Like that, yes. Already.
Okay. I don't hate it. Yeah, something like this. I think what we're gonna do is, have you guys done puzzles? Is anyone a fan of puzzles? I'm a fan of puzzles. Jackie, do you like doing puzzles?
Yeah, for
Sometimes
sure.
when you're doing a puzzle, you need to take a break. You know, you have all the pieces in front of you. You've been focusing for a little too long. You need to stop and then come back to it. You know,
Yeah.
take a few minutes break and then come back. And I think this is where I am personally. I don't know about you, but I feel like, you know, we've actually gone a completely different direction. I love where we're going with this website now.
Yeah,
Where
so
we
much better.
started, where we are now, completely different place.
I kind of like it.
Same, same. But I think what will happen is we're gonna review the whole thing next week, and Jackie, you'll drive and you'll create that really cool feature that you showed us last time, which I think is absolutely awesome. And I'd
Yeah.
love to see that here. I think for
And
today,
I even think the word testimonials and clients is going to change that font. It's going to have to be the same as Let's Talk.
hmm,
That's what's missing.
I
Because at the
think
moment, testimonials and clients just look like it's been placed on the desktop. It's just been added.
you're absolutely right. Look at that. Oh,
Definitely makes a difference.
a huge difference. Actually, this I think this is something that it was missing.
Yep.
All right, Jackie is 2 for 2 with the suggestions today. Love it. All right, so this is actually exciting. We ended up with a completely different place than we started, and I am fully here for it. I think this is actually really cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
much nicer. Let us know in the comment section what you guys think. These are obviously live, very obviously live. Uh, I like what we're doing. I like where we are for this direction. I'm
I
excited to
would just not change that, Pierre. I'm not. My mind is not going to rest today until you change that team's words and put it in a rotation. Not the word team, but those
yes.
job descriptions on the side. Flip
Let's
it.
let's do that live next week. You
Oh
can take
man!
care of that. All right. But I love where we are. I love where we are with this website. I think it's really cool to see how we've gone completely 180. I love the direction, the changes that we did with the background color and using the same background but flipping it around. We added a color. We unified the fonts actually in a really nice way. The book of call now makes sense. And the whole website started off a lot weaker than it is right now. And
Yeah.
uh, yeah, Jackie does want to does want to do it now. Guys, don't forget if you don't have a Builderall account, Save 50 gives you 50% off any plan for your first month. Go ahead and start today. But otherwise, thank you all for being here. Jackie, thank you so much
Yeah.
for joining. Great tips, great thoughts today. I'm really excited. See, I'm energized now. I'm ready to go kick some butt for the rest of the day. All right, excellent. Well, thank you so much,
All
everyone.
right.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Jackie.
guys. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.